Let's go back to Coutts and Co., the bank that's owned by NatWest, and they've been going around cancelling people. This is quite fascinating. This is about one of the bosses of this bank. This is about Camilla Stowell. Camilla is in charge, and she's very senior. And we've discovered that she's a little bit of a political activist. She has political views, and she's not afraid to express them. So, nothing wrong with individuals and private businesses to do whatever they want, right? But when you're linked to the public, it gets a little bit tricky now. And Camilla is about to get exposed on this channel. So, Stowell is the bank's managing director and also the head of private and commercial clients, which means she was in charge of looking after Nigel Farage and his accounts. She described herself as a Remainer. She also said that she believed that Brexit had damaged the economy. Now, the 50-year-old who sits on Coutts' executive committee has embraced its pivot towards saving the planet and putting diversity at the heart of the business. Of course, guess what she did a couple of years ago? Oh, yes, of course she went to COP26. Yes, she loves the gravy train. She went there with all the freebies and all the corporates hanging out with the elites, making themselves feel good about their lives, saying, hey, we're all basically philanthropists, right? Yeah, by standing here, having a meeting about having meetings. It was so bad, even Greta Thunberg was outside the conference shouting at them, saying, you guys are not doing anything, you're just in there talking nonsense. Even Greta Thunberg was unhappy about it. Anyway, so Nigel Farage came out and lashed out at this news that she's very biased, but he said actually he had a phone call, and he said after the phone call the calls were very condescending, and she asked why he could not go to Revolut, a digital bank, insisting that his account was being closed for commercial reasons. Now, we've already exposed them. Nigel Farage already released all the private documents because he received it from them. He forced them to give it to him. That it wasn't for commercial reasons. It wasn't because he didn't have enough money in his account. It was for woke reasons. That's what they have a committee, reputational committee, whatever it is. And that reputational committee has destroyed the reputation of Coutts & Co. Well done, guys. You've done a great job. So that's what's happened now. But in terms of her political views, during some interviews, when asked whether there needed to be a conversation sooner or later in respect of Brexit and the economy, she laughed and revealed that she voted Remain. She said, personally, I was a Remainer, so I fear that yes, we know that Brexit is having an impact, but we can't really quantify it because there are so many forces at play as well. She added that it was difficult to isolate the impact of Brexit, and went on to talk about farmers struggling to find workers to pick vegetables. Oh dear, not this argument again, it's so boring. Now, Stowell also suggested that changes from Brexit had led to a shortage of workers in the UK. So, migration has gone up since Brexit. Now, you might say that migration from Europe has gone down because post-2016 referendum, a lot of them freaked out and ran away like idiots. Nobody forced them out. But a lot of them were metropolitan, liberal educated Europeans from France and Germany and those places. But we've now had a lot of people who could do manual works. So firstly, I'm not even going to get into the conversation about how you need to train British people to do these jobs. That's obvious. We know that. But even right now, short term, we have so many migrants, legal and illegal, who've come here, who are qualified for those sort of jobs. So don't say we don't have workers. We have the workers. But that's not really the argument anyway. Now, Nigel Farage hit back and tweeted, the Coutts exec who handled my account is a Remainer who judged a diversity prize. I mean, are you kidding me with this? Diversity prize. Camilla Stowell, the bank's managing director and head of private clients, described herself as a Remainer, expressed concerns about the climate crisis, and attended COP26 for Coutts. And apparently that's normal. I think this whole scandal obviously has opened a can of worms for the whole of the establishment. It's not just about Coutts & Co. It's not just about the banking institutions. It's the whole of the establishment. And thanks to new media platforms like ours and many others who are talking about these stories, because again, the BBC and Sky and these channels are not going to be attacking one of their own. I mean, we've already talked about that story about the BBC editor sitting next to the boss of NatWest at a dinner. It was a BBC Correspondents' Dinner, charity thing. And on the night before, he tweeted that anti-Nigel Farage post. I mean, why would they attack one of their own? So it's our job to continue to be your voice and voice of sanity in this country. We will continue to expose the establishment, whether they're left-wing or right-wing, it doesn't matter. Because these banks, they're not really your communists, they're not socialists, they are corporatists, they are the globalists. They're not on the political left, they're much worse than that. They are the new liberal authoritarians. So we are going to be talking about all of them on a daily basis. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.